Those cultures definitely exist.
They don't. They all fail. They all
Not
fail.
necessarily.
Well, give me an example again. We're going back, to
Like-
where we started. Give me an example
I
where
think
it sustained itself for a significant period of time. Not a failed experiment, but actually sustain itself.
well, the people who live in like Guam and a lot of the quote unquote
Territories?
undeveloped cultures. I say that because I think the word primitive culture is
No, there are primitive culture. There's nothing wrong with saying they're primitive cultures because they are. They're savages.
Well-
They are savages. I mean, there's a culture, and there's no culture. There is civilization, but there's no
they have
civilization.
culture. They have culture and they have civilization. It depends on
Well,
what you're
savages is a culture, if you want to put it this way. If you would call savages a culture, yeah. Ripping, the chests of the sacrificial, human sacrifices, throwing them down the pyramids. Well, I guess that's a culture.
It is a culture.
Savage, but culture.
Well,
But anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Savage by our eyes. By their eyes, it's just their thing. I'm a bit of a cultural relativist. I am a bit of a cultural relativist, to a point. I think I would stop them from committing human sacrifice.
You would stop them,
Just-
really?
I would try.
Really?
Like,
He'll be the one of the sacrificial lambs, actually
well.
human beings in that
yeah,
case.
right. Well, I would like.
and it look yummy,
Yeah, right. You got plenty on here.
I mean, that's the truth.
Well,
They will look at your food. Let me see. Nice steak.
right.
Juicy.
I think it's. I don't know. I don't think there are savage cultures.
Of course they are.
that's just me.
Of course they are. Killing 700,000 innocent Hutu or Tutsi. I forgot who killed who.
Well, that's
savages.
savage, but it's not a savage. It's not. It's savage. It is savage.
Well, so there you go.
But it doesn't mean that the people are savages.
Of course they are. I mean, they are doing the killing. They're doing the killing. Who are they then? What do you
That,
call them?
I don't know.
Beyond savage. They are even savage. Probably is the understatement when it comes to these kind of people. So, but what do you want to do? I mean, we're talking around.
Right.
We're
Right.
So you want to create a perfect society out of imperfect people? Is that what it is?
Oh no. I mean that's.
Or you think people are perfect?
No.
And therefore,
I think people are imperfect. I think any social system will be imperfect.
Okay.
But I think that there are certain rights that we have: a right to an education, a right to health care.
I think so. You think it's the right?
I think it's a right.
I believe in 3 rights. You know what they are?
What's that?
Given out to us by God, not by the government. Life,
Yeah.
liberty,
Right.
and the pursuit of.
Yes, I know what you're going
See?
to say.
And that's exactly what it is. Our founding fathers were absolutely brilliant. Not even the right for happiness, of course not. Pursuit of happiness. You don't have to pursue happiness. If you want to be miserable, by all means, I mean, you can live a miserable life. And by the way, speaking of miserable, I like this famous Churchill's quote about socialism. That socialism is equal share of
Was it everyone's misery for everyone? Or something?
misery. Equal share of
Yeah, I heard
misery.
that one too.
And he was absolutely right. Again, see, you read the books, like all those people around me. I'm the only one who lived it.
I believe that.
I'm the only one who saw the evil in the eye, and there was an evil system.
Yeah,
I'm the
no,
only one who
I agree.
experienced, the system where getting food on the table wasn't guaranteed. Speaking
No,
of guarantees,
yeah.
having health care, not guaranteed. Yes, so you have free access, but it doesn't mean that you have care. You have
Right.
access. Access isn't care. See what I'm saying?
Right. but the same thing in this country. I mean, it's not.
No.
It's not definite that you're going to put food on your table. It's not definite that you're going to put food on your table.
Oh
It's
yes,
not-
it is.
it's-
Oh yes, it is. When was the last time that anyone died from hunger in this country? Do you know?
Oh my
anyone?
God. I don't know anyone personally, but I'm sure people have died.
Oh,
from hunger in this
really? Give me one example.
country.
Show me.
I can't. I don't have. I don't,
Because there are none.
I don't
because,
know.
Because food is so plentiful over here, it's even ridiculous to talk about not having something to eat. I mean, I was in convention. I was walking towards my car. There's a guy, I don't know, homeless or not, but the guy without the teeth. People would normally kind of run away from the guy. I mean, I wouldn't mind talking to anyone. So he came up to me. He was driving his bicycle next to me. Then he asked me, well, there's like a deli like across the street. Like, do you mind buying me food? I opened my wallet, because I knew that it was getting to that point.
Right.
I gave him $20.
Yeah.
If somebody comes to me, wants some food, I mean, by all means, we can always find $1,
Yeah.
$3. how much does McDonald's cost? I mean, it's nothing.
It's true.
Nothing. You will never, never die from hunger. You will go to McDonald's, you go to the manager and say, I'm really sorry, I'm emaciated. Can I get a free Mac? Are you kidding me? Do you think that that person is not going to be fed?
Maybe not. I don't know.
But in the rest of the world, there are people, many parts of the world where people are, I mean, literally, I'm not exaggerating, literally dying from hunger.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that people are dying from hunger in this country.
Well, until I can see numbers that say they aren't.
But I just gave you a whole bunch of reasons why it's not happening in this country. It can't possibly happen in this country.
I believe it can happen in this country.
So if there's a emaciated person, because obviously before you die from hunger, you have to lose a lot of weight, correct?
That's true.
So if that emaciated person were to come up to you and ask for a couple of dollars or buy him a hamburger, would you buy him a hamburger?
I would do that.
You would do that. Do you know anyone who wouldn't? Well, maybe out of 310, 12, whatever million, 15 million people in this country, I mean, let's take the adults who make money, or even don't make much money, even live on the government handouts, and by the way, they can get food stamps for crying out loud, these people,
That's true.
you know? So how can you say, seriously, that there possibly can be people, researched or not, that would die from hunger? I mean, really?
Until I have numbers that say otherwise, I can't.
So logic doesn't apply here. I mean, we just went through all these kind of logical things.
Logic pales in the face of numbers sometimes.
If you find one person who literally died from hunger in this country, shoot me an email. I gave you my card.
And I'll send you an email. But also, I mean, there's access to healthcare, but it doesn't mean everyone can get healthcare.
Of course not. Of course not. But even if you have no documents,
right?
You know, they call it undocumented. I hate this term. What do you mean undocumented? They're illegal aliens in this country. That's what they are. Okay. So even if they go and ask for medical assistance in the emergency room, I mean, that's the policy of all the hospitals.
That's true.
You know, not to let people, lie in the street. Guess what?
Right.
I've been to about 50 countries around the world, and I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm asking them questions, including questions about the healthcare. Like in Peru, for example, do you think that if there's an emergency, you dial the number, and then there's an ambulance going like, wee, 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 rush to you, pick you up, bring you to the hospital? There isn't such a thing as an ambulance rushing to you to save you.
No, I believe that.
And Peru is not really the worst country in the world.
Right.
Now projected to really, really bad countries in the world, like in Africa. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you complaining? This is not the best system. We can make it better.
Oh, yeah.
But the choice is not Bernie Sanders. The choice is not Hillary Clinton. The choice is completely different. And I can tell who doesn't know much about healthcare, I can tell you just in two phrases what has to be done about the healthcare system. Number one, tort reform. And number two, cross-state sales of health insurance. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That's it, just two things. Forget about all the nitty-gritties, thousands and thousands of pages of Obamacare or name it.
Well, Obamacare is ridiculous.
Well, see, but there are so many people that hailed it. I mean, half of America at least hailed it. Now, looking backwards, they're saying, well, it was a failure. I'm telling you right now that socialism is a failure. And I talk to a lot of people that go, well, no, we should give it a try. I mean, I lived through trial.
Yeah.
And error. Well, anyway. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well. I don't agree with you, but whatever.
Well, but that's what America's great about. Because in this communist country, they wouldn't allow this kind of conversation. They wouldn't allow any of this process to start with.
Yeah.
You see?
But the last thing I will say is
sure.
The one thing that frightens me about the left.
The left. I like to hear that. Frightens you about the left. I like that. Okay, go ahead.
There is definitely an authoritarian strain within the left.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That does frighten me.
Thank you. The enemy of my enemy is my
friend. All right.
All right. Nice talking to you.
Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
If you've committed crimes, the governor gives you a pardon. They treat you as if you had never committed a crime. If you get a president